Start streaming. Okay, I think we're live. All right, guys, welcome. It's Mike Mutzel here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to jump on. I'm going to test the live page. If you are here, please type in a comment bar in the comment bar below. And I have a question for you. Number one, why do you want to do video? And number two, what's the biggest thing that's been holding you up from doing video in your business? So I'm going to be watching the comment bar below. I'm just sorting through. Welcome to the program, guys. Hello, hello. Please type something in below. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. Let me just test to see if I can see myself, which I can't. What is going on here? All right. So we should be live now. All right. How about now, guys? How about now, guys? Okay. How's the audio? How's audio? Okay, I'm testing now. If you are with me, please type a comment in below, friends. I'm going to watch. It looks like we're finally here. Sometimes the YouTube live thing takes a little while. Okay, now it just went away. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me okay. Please type in a comment below, friends. It's Mike here. What I'm going to do is just make sure that we're good, that we're live. Gosh. This thing is so funny sometimes, guys. Okay, please type in the comment bar below if you can hear me okay. We're going to talk about live video. I'm on here. Okay, there we are. This takes a little while. So if you're with me, please type in where you're from. Teach more. Oh, there's a bit of an echo. Uh-oh. Okay, let me mute something here, good man. Tell me if the echo went away. Marketing Too Shy, Carolyn. Okay, now we're good. Now you can hear me. All right, guys. So it sounds like we're good. So I'm going to keep watching the feed. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I was trying to actually show you a little bit about podcasting. Let me flip this guy around here. Okay, I can see myself. It's a little bit better. So welcome. Good evening. Thanks for being here. I know it's, spring is around the corner. Summer is around the corner. We're in spring right now. So the weather's nice. I'm sure you have a lot of other things you'd rather be doing. But we're going to talk about video today. And I get a lot of questions from practitioners just like you about things like, where should I start with video? What camera should I get? How do I get into this? What are some tips that you have, Mike? So in the last 4 years, I really started doing online videos, going back to like 2008, but I took it a little bit more seriously about 3 years ago. And the reason why I did that is, many of you know, I've been a Zymogen functional medicine consultant for the past, going on 7 years now. And I've been kind of managing different territories for Zymogen in areas that I don't live. And so one way that I've been able to connect with practitioners in those areas is by making videos. And hopefully you can hear me okay and everything, guys. And so videos enable you to say something once, but many people can watch it. Many people can engage with it. And I know a lot of you have thought about making videos, you want to do it, but just taking that next step. That's what this video, this whole live session is going to be about, and how to take that next step so that you can say things once and many people can watch it. So this can be new prospective patients. This can be, office tours. This can be webinars. This can be live event workshops that you do in your clinic. There's a myriad of different things that you can do in your business, and video can help with that. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about. I'm going to show you the tools. I have all this stuff behind the scenes here. Maybe I'll take a picture and then show you guys after. But I'm just going to check in with the feed here. It's unlike a webinar type format, which I think is kind of outdated. It's a little bit harder to get some of that real-time feedback. So excuse my... Okay, all right, you are live. We're here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, Drew, can you tell me if the echo went away? That would be really cool. Drew, if you're still listening, let me know that the echo went away. Here because I moved away from one-on-one patient to scale up. Okay, awesome, Summer. So you want to scale your business. Video is a wonderful way to do that. So we're talking about that. All right, so that's... Some of you said I'm too shy. One of the holdups that you have is that you're too shy and so forth. Guys, if you've ever met me in person, I'm a real quiet, kind of shy person. And every time I do a video like this, a live event where there's hundreds of people watching right now, or where I interview someone, I get nervous too, And so that's part of the game. And part of growing as a person is to overcome those nerves. And you need to realize, if you want to impact more people in this world, you're going to have to do things that make you feel uncomfortable sometimes. And you're just going to have to be comfortable with discomfort. And so there's no simple way to get around it. You just got to start doing it. That's like all I can really say.
I know that may not be what you want to hear, but just start small. If you go back, so now, 3 years later after doing the High Intensity Health channel, we're at 3 million views, 40,000 subscribers, which I would have never thought. Now, let me just put the caveat there. In YouTube land, I understand that's a drop in the bucket, but for someone that's doing this on a part-time basis, I'm a full-time Zymogen employee, have a lot of different customers in various parts of the country and the world, in North America and Canada, and doing traveling and doing a lot of things, right? So just a part-time YouTube channel has enabled me to impact a lot of people. And my goal is to spread the awareness and understanding of functional medicine so it becomes a kitchen table topic, so that people are learning a little bit more than what they would get from just a standard doctor office visit. That's my goal. I want to make the pie bigger. I realize we can impact so many people, but if people don't know about what we do as integrated functional medicine practitioners, then our message is not going to go very far, right? We're not going to be able to impact that many people. So that's my personal goal, and video helps me to do that. And I know you have passions. You excel in certain areas. A lot of you treat SIBO or depression or gut health and weight loss. I looked at some of the emails for those of you that signed up, and I recognize a lot of you. You're great practitioners, right? So to take that leap to, if you think about, look at Mark Hyman, right? If you go back to his videos from 2009, 2008, they weren't that great, but he just did it. He just started. I'm not picking on anyone or anything, but just to give you an idea, the people that are at the top now of their game, or if you go back, look at Steve Jobs, when he first started doing presentation, he wasn't really that good. Jeff Walker, he's in the business space, his first videos were not that great. My videos, some of them today, maybe even you might think this one, they might not be all that great, but people still tune in, and people like watching you progress. So tip number 1 is just start. And so how do you start with video? Well, a lot of you, what I see, I'm friends with a lot of integrative natural medicine, holistic health coach, nutritionists on Facebook, and I see a lot of you doing Facebook Lives from your car. And I think that's fine, that's okay, but I would step it up a little bit. Now, the reason why I would say that is because your iPhone doesn't give you the depth of field. Like, for example, when I hold my hand here, do you see how everything gets out of focus? My face is out of focus. Okay, this is called depth of field. And this is why you need to upgrade from your iPhone. Now, you can make movies from an iPhone. People have made documentaries from an iPhone. I'm not picking on it. I'm just saying if you want to elevate not only your message, but your delivery so that you can impact more people, you got to get away from just the iPhone, because the iPhone just has a small little lens that can't create this depth of field that is created here. So when I move my face over here, you can't see the Zymogen supplements that are right over my head. Whereas if I move out of the screen, you can see it. Okay, so that's called depth of field. So that is key to, anytime you watch a movie nowadays, or a documentary, anything on TV, you're going to see that depth of field. This is like that dreamy look that people like that. And so when your patients see your videos and everything's in focus in the background, it's going to be hard for them to focus and pay attention to you. So how do you get depth of field? Okay, the iPhone's a good start, but it's not going to give you that. I would suggest getting a very, very inexpensive camera, guys. So let me just pause. Don't take any notes. I'm going to give you a follow-up after this webinar with all the details and links, so just pay attention, please. There's many different cameras, 2 that I would recommend, the Sony G7X and then the Canon G7X and then the Sony RX100 Mark V. So here's what's really cool about this camera is the flip screen. Okay, it comes up. So if I want to record a video, so you're probably seeing the camera, because I'm recording it. So this is really nice. So if I put it right behind me and I'm talking into the camera, and so on, I can see myself. So this is going to give you a much better look for a few, let's say it starts around $500 to $600 used, all the way up to $1,200. This is just like a mirrorless point and shoot camera. Just audio right out of the box without even having to do anything. This is going to give you a really good depth of field, nice image stabilization. The iPhone doesn't have a lot of stabilization, so if you're shooting yourself with an iPhone, doing a tutorial, filming a class that you teach at your clinic, maybe a virtual tour of your clinic, whatever it may be, the iPhone can get really shaky, okay? And so these little mirrorless cameras, like the Sony, like the Canon, that I'm going to share with you in the follow-up notes of this presentation have a lot of image stabilization built into them. So it's very easy to just see what you're doing because you're looking at yourself. It's stable, so even if your hand's kind of shaking like so, you're going to get a nice look to it. So that would be investment number one that I would make. Investment number two that I would make, if you really want to step it up, and you want to spend a little bit of extra money, is going to be this camera right here. Here's what I started with. This is called the Canon 80D. 80D, 80D, Canon 80D. Now, the good and the bad of this camera is several things. You're going to have, you get the body of the camera, and then you're going to have to get an external lens. And in my, by the way, guys, I have a full-on master class that's going to teach you more about this if you're interested. But the downside is you're going to have to get more, there's more moving parts. If you're a techno person, you're kind of left brain and you're analytical and stuff, you might like all these little gizmos and gadgets, but if you just want something simple, get the Sony RX100 or the Canon G7X. Now, the 80D is really cool because like that Sony that I showed you, it has a flip out screen. So again, the key here is that you want to be able to see yourself. That's key. Because you want to be able to see what's going on behind you, if you're in focus, all that sort of thing, and how shaky the camera is and everything else. So if you have a lot of money, you're doing really well and you want to commit to this. So here's the thing about buying a camera. Here's the thing about video. Let me just pause. I'm going to talk about the Canon in a minute, but I want to pause here and share with you guys. One impetus to get into this is when you start putting yourself out there, you're going to make more consistent, congruent decisions in your life to be healthier. And so, it's funny. I mean, we look at these social media, people that are on social media and YouTube and these health icons, and you're like, gosh, how are they eating so healthy? How are they exercising all the time? How are they traveling? How are they doing all this? Well, there's something with this cognitive dissonance, right? So if we, are kind of, we live this life that's maybe not so public, we don't make the private public, and we kind of just do our day-to-day, kind of things, right? It's very easy to kind of have a little excessive alcohol or eat junk food or whatever it may be, because no one's really going to know about it. You're not out in the public and so forth. But when you put yourself out there, when you make the private public, you start doing these videos, you're actually going to notice your own health will improve because you're going to make more decisions that are consistent and congruent with the messages that you're portraying and that you're teaching. And so I think that, if nothing else, even if no one watches your videos, which trust me, it won't be the case, but even if that were the case, you're going to improve your own health by making videos and making more consistent, congruent decisions. Because it's one thing to make a video that's, when you talk about all these healthy things and healthy lifestyle habits and circadian rhythms and getting rid of gluten and avoiding toxins, and then you wouldn't want to go out, say, and smoke a cigarette. That would be incongruent. The brain doesn't like that cognitive dissonance. So that's what I encourage people to do, even for themselves. And so what I've seen, we see these transformations on social media when people start posting pictures of the food that they eat on Instagram or whatever. All of a sudden, they have these sweeping changes in their life because they're making the private public. And there's many books about this. If you want recommendations, let me know. But so that's a huge impetus in my estimation, my opinion, as to why you should start making videos just for your own health, but again, to scale your message. So with that, guys, I'm just going to check in with you. I'm going to check in on the tips. I'm going to have a sip of water and see what kind of questions and comments you guys have. Oh, cool. Okay, so doing good. Echo's gone, but the screen is dark. Okay, screen is dark. So I'm going to up my ISO here. So thanks for sharing that with me. I'm going to jack it up. All right. So, how's that, guys? So I just changed my ISO, so I should be a lot lighter. Thanks for letting me know. I changed the lights here. So, Calvin, thanks for sharing that. Echo's better. Okay, any more questions, comments, guys? I'm watching the feed. Let me know your struggles. What is holding you back? Please type that in. If you're watching the replay or you're watching this, what is holding you back from making videos in your business, in your practice? Let me know. Okay, so the Canon 70D, great camera. You got to get the different lenses. So that adds another element of cost, but it also adds another element of kind of a professional look, okay? So that's a thing to keep in mind. Now, let's talk about tripods. This is something that that is very important, because if you're going to be self-shooting like I am, I'm actually, by the way, guys, if you're interested, I'm shooting on a Canon C100 Mark II that's on a tripod here, and it's streaming. I'll show you how to do this in my masterclass, how it's streaming through YouTube. So instead of using like old school GoToWebinar type formats, I can actually just like stream this live from YouTube and have total control and full access. And you guys are seeing my face, you're getting to know me a little bit better. It's not quite as human as though we were in person, but it's the best thing that we can do virtually, right? So tripods, really, really important. So if you want to shoot your own videos, you're going to need a tripod. This is what I would recommend, guys. This is called the Joby Gorilla Mount. So it's super flexible. I've actually recently did an interview with Dominic D'Agostino at University of Tampa, and we were in a very tight laboratory situation. And I had to use this tripod that was like bent, hanging on to this piece of laboratory equipment to make one of the shots work. And if we didn't have the tripod, it would have been impossible to get that. So for 49 bucks, get this Gorilla tripod. You can hold it on your hand and kind of just do something like this. I don't know if you guys can see it behind me. So if the camera is right here and I was looking at the camera like this, you can really just hold it, put it in a tree. I know some of you, like Tom Malter, I know I saw you signed up. Thanks for being here. I know you shoot a lot of videos outside, and so this is really this is great because you can put this under a tree and shoot videos outside. Now, along those lines, I want to give you a tip about shooting videos outside. I think it's a great idea. There's two things you have to worry about: excessive light and excessive noise. Outside of that, it's great. So anytime you make a video, this is another big tip, guys. You might want to take out a pen and paper. Huge tip. You want the light facing you, okay? I see a lot of people, because if you have too much light in the background, the subject, this is the lens, I'm the subject, the subject will be very dark, okay? And so if you have a lot of light in the background, big windows, there's an ocean, like it's very tempting for people that are new to this, like, oh yeah, I want that to be the background, that ocean, that lake, that forest, it's very bright, there's a lot of sun. You need to light up the subject just as bright as it is outside in order to actually get both of those items in focus, like the subject and the background. So my tip is to not compete with that. So what I generally do is don't find a bright spot. Like my windows right there are pretty bright, but if I were to shoot this, I would be very dark, I would look funny, and it just wouldn't really look right. So tip here. Okay, you have camera, you have subject, light needs to be behind the camera. Light needs to be behind the camera. So that's just super, super important tip. A lot of people get this wrong. And so try not to make that mistake. It's kind of a rookie mistake, but some people do it, Now, if you really want the background, let's say it's the ocean, it's the lake, it's the forest, it's whatever, you're going to have to put lights, fluorescent lights or a Kino Flow behind the camera and shine down on the subject, and that can like hurt your eyes. It can literally be too much for some people and be distracting and all that sort of thing. So just keep that in mind, guys. When you're making these videos and things like that. What is next? What is next is a different type of tripod kind of thing. This is like a gimbal, but it's not electronic. Okay. Hopefully, can you see it? There you go. All right. So this thing has a weight here, and so you hold it like this. You can hold the camera, you can move around, and it's going to stabilize your image, which is really, really cool. So this is something that, for like 39 bucks, I'll put a link, again, in the follow-up. Don't try and go on Amazon and search for all this stuff. I'll put the links of actual vetted stuff, so you don't have to do all the legwork. But I would recommend this, if you don't have a lens with an image stabilizer, things like that, that would be something that I would recommend you do. So you can take like your Canon, put it on here, have the lens facing you, and you can walk around and make videos, film stuff, get testimonials in your clinic, and so on. So let me just do a quick update on the comment bar here, and then we're going to talk about audio and then editing. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay, how much should we plan to spend up front initially? Summer, really, really good question. So that's totally up to you. It depends on what I would suggest. So here's part of the thing. What I do is it's easy for the human being to procrastinate, right? And say, I'm going to start doing videos and then never do it. So this is what I do. I buy a camera that is almost out of my budget. Okay, and here's the reason why I do that is because if it's almost unaffordable for me and I buy it, then I'm like, you know what, I have to use this. I have to make money so that I can pay back that camera and, you know, buy that camera and pay cash for it. You know what I mean? So it's that's just my personal thing. You know, I think, and honestly, like sometimes I do these webinars and things like this for courses that I'm launching because it holds me accountable. And so that's just my personal thing. So it's totally up to you. You know, if you need a little kick in the butt and you've been pontificating about videos and should you do videos and planning and blah, blah, blah for a while and you haven't done it, I would say spend a little bit of amount of money that makes you uncomfortable so that it forces you to actually do the work. You know, there's actually one book, Stephen Presser, I think, just do the work. You know, a lot of us just procrastinate for years, for days, for months, and we just need to do the work. And so sometimes making that financial commitment, just like a lot of you are healthcare practitioners, you know, when people sign up for a treatment plan, a detox, a cleanse, they're a little bit more committed. They have some stake in the game, some skin in the game. And so that's just a tip that I recommend to people is like, you know what? And just like when it comes to education and courses, like if you don't commit, you don't go all in, you don't put some skin in the game, you're probably not going to end up doing the work. So obviously you don't want to put yourself into, you know, in the red and go into debt over your camera and buy a $30,000 camera. I'm not saying that, but you know, if you're in the budget for $500, buy an $800 camera. Stretch it a little bit so that you're motivated to use it, and that's the thing. So I would suggest, you know, before you get your camera, think about all the patients that you've met with. Think about all the things that you said many, many, many times, your strongest spiel, your strongest elevator pitch. That's video number 1, that's video number 2, video number 3. You know, those things, we all have these different topics that we kind of excel at. You know, I could talk about ketosis all day long without notes. I could talk about metabolic endotoxemia and bacterial endotoxins and how those affect inflammatory signaling pathways throughout the body. Like, you know, we all have these little areas that we really know very well. Clinically, whether you're a personal trainer, a health coach, a nutritionist, a functional medicine doctor, naturopath, you know, we all have our little niche. So I would suggest start out with videos like that. And in the e-course, you know, Video Success Academy, I teach you, my daughter's playing with my phone. Sorry for that. Sorry for the noise, guys. Hey, Inez. Inez, please be quiet. I'm doing a video, okay? She's just talking to my wife. Anyway, so I would suggest starting with those videos, areas that you really excel at as a practitioner, as a coach, as a trainer, and things that you say a lot. Or when your clients come into you and they have the common problems, you know, they think that because gluten-free is gluten-free that it must be healthy. So you're like, no, it's high in sugar, it's still refined carbs, you know, like you need to eat real food instead of this processed packaged food. This is gluten-free organic. Like, you know, if those are areas that you constantly remind people about, then that would be something to make a video on. So that's what I would suggest. Now, let's wrap this up a little bit.
What's Dada doing, honey?
Hey, I'm Nez. Shh, please. Sorry, guys. Got little Nezzy. I'll let you guys see her. Nezzy, say hi to the camera, okay?
Hi. I'm calling Mama.
I know.
Hi.
I don't know if you guys can see it. All right, she's ending the phone call. Sorry for the distraction, guys. So let's talk about audio. Audio is so important. So what I would suggest is a shotgun mic or a lapel mic. And so this is getting, again, a little bit more advanced, a little bit more expensive than you may want to spend initially. But audio is very, 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 very important. So if you get a camera like this with an audio jack like the Canon 70D, okay, what you can do with that is add in the Rode VideoMic Pro. Again, I'm going to send you the links in the follow-up, guys, where they'll be below in this YouTube description. So you can get the shotgun mic or you can get a lapel mic. But I would suggest, you know, just starting out with a small point and shoot, the audio here is pretty okay. Like you can make pretty decent videos and you're going to be, you know, just fine with that when it comes to the audio. But the thing is, the audio with the iPhone and the audio with these cameras, if you don't have a lapel mic, you're going to have the camera pretty close to you. For example, like I have the camera close here because I don't have a lapel mic with me. So the thing with that, just remember that you need to have the camera very close if you don't have a microphone. Do you want to say hi? Come here, Nezzy, say hi.
No, I already
Okay.
did.
All right. So Nezzy doesn't want to say hi, guys. So audio is important. The big take-home message here, guys, is if you don't have a lapel microphone, you need to get close to the camera because otherwise it's going to be echoey and it's going to look pretty funky. And so that's what I'm going to say. And don't be scared to be real close like this. I know it may feel uncomfortable at first because you're like, oh my gosh, people can see my face and my imperfections and things like that. Some of the most popular videos on the web are people just talking like this, just a talking head very close to the camera. So just understand. Hey, Nezzy, we're wrapping up the video, okay, bud? Sorry, guys. I'm gonna check in on the comments right here. Let me see here. Okay, can you talk about the audio delay with the lapel mics, how to avoid that? I have a 3 and 8-year-old that almost make it impossible. Yeah, sorry guys. Do these cameras work and record a class in the clinic? What do we do for sound? Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right guys, so bear with me. I'm gonna move and grab lapel mics and show you what those look like. Just give me about 2 seconds here. And we're gonna talk about this. We got the lapel mics. All right. So if you're going to do a class, which I think is brilliant, what you're going to need to do is get lapel microphones so that you sound really, really good. Now, here are what I would recommend. So these are the Sennheiser lapel microphones. Now, this is an investment, okay? This is going to run you about $900 or so. You can find Audio-Technica, little cheaper versions if you like, but you're going to need this. Now here's the thing with the class type format, right? So the idea is you're going to have social proof. Okay, so picture yourself speaking from in front of a room where you have a lot of people there. You want the camera positioned. Hey, Inez, please stop.
It's not coming.
Okay, then bring it over to me.
No.
Okay. So what you're going to want in the class type format, guys, is you're going to be in the front of a class, you're going to want people in the frame, and then you're going to want the camera behind. Because the idea is that the camera is going to capture some of the heads of the people and establish social proof that you're an authority figure. You're able to get people into a room, you're comfortable talking in front of a crowd. So that, in and of itself, is going to establish you as more of an expert in your field, in your space, in your niche, in your profession. So I would highly, highly recommend that. Plus, you can put those videos on YouTube, you can put those videos on Wistia, you can put them in a membership, you can sell it as an e-course. A lot of my e-courses that I make money to make these videos for, that enables me to do this podcast, are just like I'm repurposing live talks that I've done before in the past. So I would highly recommend doing that. We're having little issues here. Nez, what's wrong? Okay. You gotta stop crying. Stop. Sorry, friends. I'm playing Mr. Mom here, so Inez was having issues with her little iPad device. So, all right, lapel mics are key. So the Sennheiser mics are really good. They're a little expensive. I'll put a link in the follow-up for another type of microphone. Now, if you want to spend a little bit less money but still get a little bit better audio than what's going to come out of the camera, you can do what is called a shotgun microphone. And so I frequently use the shotgun microphone. This, again, is Sennheiser. This comes right off the camera, kind of like so. It looks a little funny, but it enables you to get really, really good audio that's going to be better from the camera. But the situation with this, guys, is if you're doing videos like where it's two people talking and your heads are moving all around, this is kind of a directional type of microphone. So if I was capturing audio from this Sennheiser microphone and I was turning to you like this, you wouldn't really be able to hear me. So that's a good microphone if you're going to just be like doing a talking head style format. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay. Nez, I don't know what, is this what you had?
No.
Okay, well then start. You can't start crying right now because we're doing a video, guys. I'm really sorry about this. My wife is supposed to be here, but she's not. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. If you're interested in learning more about editing and how to find a really, really good videographer for a fraction of a cost, I'm going to send you a follow-up video on how that works. And so I've used. So, in making over 200 different videos for YouTube, doing a lot of interviews all throughout the country in North America, I've used Craigslist. A lot of videographers on Craigslist are very, very talented, and you can get them to do great work for you for a few $100s. So if all this stuff is intimidating, if you don't know where to start and you're confused and there's like a lot of moving parts and you want to get into this, click the link below this video in the description and I'll send you a follow-up about how you can get started with my Video Success Academy, because I know you have questions. I get questions daily from doctors that I've been friends with for 10 years, like, Mike, what camera should I get? What lapel mic should I get? How do I get started with video? How do I edit? How do I find a videographer? What are the questions that I ask them? So I put together an e-course so that I wouldn't have to spend hours and hours and hours like writing back emails. I can just say, hey, it's all here. Check it out if you're interested. So if you want to leverage your business, if you want to leverage your time, if you want to scale your time and be able to, basically speak once and have many people watch it, even when you're not there, when you're not working, when you're on vacation, whatever, or you want to do a workshop and have many people watch that and turn that into an e-course, the Video Success Academy is for you. I set it up for you so that you can learn these tools, learn the tools of the trade. And again, this has taken me hundreds, if not thousands of hours of trying to figure this stuff out and working with various videographers and watching YouTube videos and tutorials and watching e-courses and stuff like that. So I'm going to break it down for you guys so that you don't have to go through all that pain and agony. You can just say, okay, this is the camera to buy, this is the microphone to buy, this is how to edit video. If I don't want to edit video, this is how to find a good videographer. I'm going to show you lighting type situations, and then most importantly, what to do with those videos. So one of the main things that we don't have time to talk about today, we can do another follow-up webinar, and I've talked about it a lot in the e-course, guys, is YouTube. A lot of people just put stuff on YouTube like they post on Twitter. Like they just put something out there and expect it to just kind of do its thing and to go viral. But guys, YouTube is as much of a strategy as it is a video hosting platform. YouTube is just like Instagram and Facebook and any other social media platform in that it's its own channel. You have to engage with users. And it's arguably the best discovery tool. So if someone were to come up to me and say, Mike, I've been treating small intestinal bacterial overgrowth for 35 years and candida and all these sort of things, like I know a lot, I've worked with a lot of patients, I want to give back, I want to help more people, I want to scale, and I want to write a book and all that sort of stuff. And what should I do? Should I start Facebook? Should I start Twitter? I would say do Instagram and do YouTube, because the chances of you getting discovered on Facebook, it's low. The glory days of organic reach being very solid on Facebook are over, friends. Twitter is dying. Snapchat is a thing of the past. Pinterest, maybe. But Instagram and YouTube are how you can get discovered. And I mean, literally, that's how I got discovered. I mean, I'm not saying I'm famous or anything like that, right? But doing YouTube videos, being very, very active on Instagram is how I've been invited on like hundreds of podcasts. Just got asked to be on JJ Virgin's podcast, all these summits, just on the Microbiome Summit 2, with Raphael Kelman and all these other people. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a healthcare practitioner. I have a master's degree from University of Bridgeport, And so, all these opportunities through the web have been presented to me by, I create decent content on YouTube, right? It's not perfect, not great. Still get nervous, I kind of mumble, sometimes and things like that. But that's what I would suggest. And so that's what I want to help you do, is to get yourself build yourself a platform on YouTube to get discovered. I see a lot of practitioners just starting out with Facebook because they think that's where Facebook, like, you should be, because everyone's on Facebook. But I would suggest, don't do, Facebook's fine, but your chances of getting discovered and making it big, or at least having a bigger impact on Facebook, really, really small. Unless you start just blowing it out of the park. And I'm not saying you can't do it, but the probability of doing really well on YouTube and Instagram is a lot higher. So if you like this video, guys, thanks for being on the email list. Thanks for watching, the videos that I've produced over the years. And if you want to take that next step, just check the link after this video. That's going to be the link to the Video Success Academy, so you can learn more about that. There's going to be a private Facebook page. We're going to do a live event too in the fall. I don't know all the details yet. I'm putting it together. And the goal here, guys, is to just help you streamline your learning curve so that you can implement videos to change lives in your business and to change your own life. And if nothing else, to make you healthier, because you're going to make the private public, which I think is a huge underappreciated, undervalued, and probably not studied way to improve your health. So with that, I think I'm going to sign off. My daughter's getting annoyed with me here, and I'm sure you're getting annoyed with her too. We're going to go play with the chickens and have fun in the backyard. But let me just check the comments here one last time. Can we talk about audio delay? So audio delay should not happen with lapel mics, because I don't want to get all geeky on you, but these lapel mics have preamps, and so what they're doing is they're actually like, ramping up the sound, and so there shouldn't be a delay in audio, but it depends on the lapel mic. If you have a 40-foot long lapel mic, that sound, those electrons and so on need to transfer down, the sound waves, right? Carried through the wire. So there could be a delay there. But what you might be experiencing a delay is like if you're recording to an external recording device and the sampling rate is off on the device, then there will be like a delay. So yeah, we're going to talk all about this, guys. So this is going to be a 4-week program. Every week's going to be something new. We're going to show you video editing, how to find a good videographer, how to edit your videos from a very simple standpoint, a little bit more complex standpoint. Once you start editing videos, it's almost like artwork. It really is an artistic endeavor. And so to unleash this creative part of our brain, I think it's really good for us, guys. So that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was awesome to connect with you. I wish I could have seen you guys like in person. That would have been really fun. Like I said, I'm going to sign off. My daughter is getting annoyed with me over there. Thanks for bearing with me throughout this video. These Facebook Lives are pretty informal, which is kind of fun. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys did, tune in to a next one. Share this with a friend. Like it below the replay. And if you're interested in learning more, I look forward to seeing you on the other side in the masterclass. And I'm going to sign off. So have a good day. Catch up with you soon.